Hello, all of you. Welcome to the first class for GST. This is your first class, so something I wanted to discuss that how we are going to take this batch. This is going to be taken live every day from 11 to 1:30 in Zoom. Okay, YouTube. The initial 3 lectures will be there as demo lectures or whatever you call. Now, to be honest, whether you call it fast track or regular batch or whatever, this is exactly exam oriented batch. What is needed will definitely be covered very slowly. I'll read the concept, I'll explain, I'll make you write the booster notes, and we will do the question answers. Along with past exam questions, I have categorized both CA also and CMA also. They are there separately. So once we complete the chapter, we will take up the past exam questions from that, and chapter wise exams will be on Sunday. Okay, this is a 1 month batch. Not all the Sundays, 1 or 2 Sundays we may take the class so that we complete the batch of this around 28 classes in 2.5 hours daily by 15th of November. So that you get quality good time, 15 days for self-revision, and then 1st December we'll be taking a grand test. Extremely sorry for this delay. It's my mistake that I think I'm not used to every day going out, so I didn't estimate the time correctly कि इतना traffic होगा सुबह सुबह. But any excuse is not an excuse to start the class late. Now, not because I'm saying that GST is very easy and scoring. हाँ मैम आप तो जो पढ़ाते हैं बोलते हैं. No, GST is actually very easy. I didn't say this for deductions. I didn't say this for capital gain. I didn't say this for business ed. Those are not tough, but they are vast. So there was some technique, we did it in that way. GST is super scoring for all of you. Say from today to yourself 50 out of 50 in your pocket. There are few amendments which they ask as theory question, like registration part, yeah, e-way bill, yeah, e-invoice, like that. So one part is all procedural and theory. Okay. One part question answer, 15 marks out of 50 is fixed. 10 marks question on ITC, 5 marks question on value of supply. So this is like fixed. And then now what we are doing initially, coming 2-3 days, it's the based building, cementing. Like we talk in English, it's a complete English batch. But like English is a language, in GST, I'll be using some terms. FCM, RCM, ITC, and intrastate, interstate. So today, concepts and terms. Tomorrow, definitions. If you see your study material, be it CA, CMA, CS, koi bhi exam, every chapter is starting with around 2-3 pages of definition. I'm not going to take definitions every chapter. Base level, we will study aram se one full class tomorrow is for definition. What do you mean by supplier? What do you mean by recipient? What is the definition of goods in the GST? So like this, we will build up a base so that automatically by 5th or 6th class, when I start the question answers of time of supply, value of supply, ITC, you will be clear. And income tax and GST is honestly very vast. So one disclaimer initially now I'm saying. In deductions, did you all learn the deductions with me? Put something in the comment box. We did 3 days deductions. Ek din pura ATC we have done. Then some trickful way I taught you what is ATD, Mediclaim, how to remember. Right? And last ATTTA, ATT. So few things were important. ATTT, ATTP ka gana 3 din baja. 3 days we were doing. But honestly, I skipped ATIA series. ATI series are those deductions like export oriented unit and handicraft and hilly area we have not done. We have taken that risk. That's the same way. GST, which is very important, I'll make you learn. I'll be asking you questions. Chapter wise exam में cover होगा और chapter wise exam का live paper discussion भी होगा. Not in the time of 11 to 1:30, that will be in the evening time. So that we don't disturb our regular class schedule, but it will be done, definitely. Few things I'll tell you. For example, there's a chapter called exemptions. Exemption in GST is very vast. It's like ocean. So what are important exemptions? I'll make you write so that you learn unke limits. और उसका question. One very important exemption and its question. One, so like this we will do, and few exemptions like for the government, to the government, we'll just know and leave. If you have any different way out, I'm very open. Like, though I'm saying I'm teaching from 2 decades, all your suggestions are welcome. And dear students, GST is a very dynamic subject, so unmute and ask your doubts now itself. डोंट वेट कि अभी तो दीप्ति मैम कंटिन्यू बोल रहे हैं, मैं एंड में पूछूंगा. जूम में यू ऑल आर लाइव, चैट बॉक्स इज ऑन, YouTube also the chat box is on. Ask your doubts because it's very dynamic. If I say I'll cover up theory also, I'll take you to the website also, I'll tell you the practical aspects real estate are facing. You will enjoy those classes, but frankly उतना भी time नहीं है हमारे पास. So what is very important, very relevant, I'll tell you. And all the amendments are covered in 200 pages material which I have given. Have you taken a printout? You remember, every class you have to do 3D 5D makeup of your notes. Everything is not printed in the notes. आज से ही शुरू हो जाएगा. So you write it and it will be clear to you. So let us begin now with this introduction. Any confusion anywhere about the timings? It's in English and recording backup you can watch. I think 4 hours backup है. कोई भी class 2-2.5 घंटे से, तो 2 times you can watch the backup also if required at a higher speed. Okay? Any confusion you have? I want tomorrow the class to start with those who have taken Dashera holidays without permission. I give 2 days. Some of you took 4 days. Okay, no problem. Done is done. Now I want all of you to set an intention. You know, when we set an intention, we are automatically serious. And when we share the intention with the teacher, we become accountable. Ma'am, till tomorrow morning, I'll come and put a message here. Ma'am, TDS, first part done. Total income, first part done. AMT done. Like that, if I see the messages popping up, means I am teaching fine, you're learning fine, and you are committed to score exemption in DTIDT. Are you getting? तो आज से इंटेंशन सेट करो, कितने घंटे पढ़ेंगे, कैसे करेंगे. It's not कि रोज 8 घंटे. As I told you many times, consistency definition is not there. One of my final student messaged me today, ma'am, everything is going fine for November attempt, but I'm struggling, I'm not able to get up. I said, why you want to struggle? Why you want to struggle if your basic nature is, as a student, I used to start my studies at 10:30, being in joint family. Very important, 2 minutes, though we are late. 10:30 I will start my studies because घर में पूरी किचकिच शांत हो जाएगी. Till morning 5 o'clock. My grandmom will get up in the morning 5:30 for her prayers. I'll be studying with breaks in between. खाना पीना, 2 मिनट बाहर हवा खाना, music सुनना, all quality good breaks. 5:30, 6 o'clock, when the whole house will wake up, I'll go in a corner room and sleep till 12 o'clock. Again, my second study time used to start from 2 o'clock. ठीक है, it's okay with that also. I'm not saying now just follow this because I have done. You know yourself best. So don't unnecessarily struggle. Enjoy this journey. Literally, I'm saying the more you enjoy, the more better you will perform. ये 4 दिन पढ़े, 1 दिन नहीं पढ़े ना, we give up. If this you do know, literally you're going to get a left and right for me. Literally, this is the problem. Why you all give up so fast? 4 दिन अच्छे से पढ़े, 1 दिन आधा घंटा कम पढ़ी हुई, मैम मैं तो पढ़ती नहीं, मैं तो ये करती नहीं, मेरे से तो होता. अरे, you're doing good only. Now what you have to do ahead, you say. I hope enough those will work for you. Let us start with GST. Ready? Then put the message ready. Any doubt in your mind, question in your mind, say, otherwise open your notebooks and we are writing some nice booster notes. आ जाओ. कोई confusion है किसी के mind में कुछ तो पूछो. Anyone is confused for anything, then ask. Otherwise, let us start. Okay, for the paper pattern also, as I told you that you all have MCQs in GST, and at the end of the class, when I complete the GST common, I'll be taking separate classes for customs for CMA students. Oh ho ho, those 7 to 8 marks are in your pocket. Same questions are repeated, MCQ भी same ही आता है. So definitely we'll do it separately. Okay. Rest all is common. So prepare, gear up for a very nice MCQ based questions from your chapter 1. You know, many times I feel that students expect from me when I say it's a fast track batch, ma'am, सीधा heads of income से शुरू करो DT में. As a teacher, I have taken the base, then the residential status. Same way in GST, I can literally say, dear students, first chapter is GK, घर में पढ़ लेना. Let us start with supply. Supply is like, supply is clear, so the green signal and you go ahead in your journey. But no, even the first chapter is important, and where they are going to ask you the MCQ based questions. Or for CA students, you have a question case scenario. Case scenario is nothing but one 6-mark question broken in bits and like an unseen passage. कैसे पढ़ के आंसर देते हैं वैसे ही देंगे. Separately, I'll be taking classes for MCQ common for both and case scenario for CA students at the end when you understand the things. आ जाओ. Come to your notebooks and let us start with the GST introduction. GST introduction. Okay, we all know that in India we are paying 2 types of taxes, right? What are the 2 types of the taxes we are paying? The direct tax and the indirect tax. Direct tax, this is might be a repetition in the first lecture of DT also we have done. Direct tax. Direct tax is the tax or income tax what you pay on your own income. Either you pay it in the form of advance tax, or you only pay it in the form of TDS and TCS. I have given salary 1,000, I does direct tax on your income, you have to pay tax. Indirect taxes. Okay. Indirect taxes are like GST. Is the class on? I got some message popping up. क्या हो गया? 1 minute. Huh? Can someone comment? Is the volume and all clear? अर्चन के बिना तो काम ही नहीं होना है. Just 2 minutes. I'll stop the recording because that file. Okay. Okay. So I was saying that DT is a direct tax. In from your pocket, you pay the tax, right? And here we have that is indirect tax, GST as well as custom duty. If I'm purchasing this digital marker pen, okay, touchscreen pen with say, what do you call it? When I buy this, they said this is for 5,000 rupees inclusive of all taxes. Ultimately, all the taxes are borne by consumer. But am I paying the GST on this to GST department? No, I am paying it to the HP company showroom. They are paying it to the wholesaler. So when the GST is going indirectly, then those taxes are called as indirect taxes. Indirect taxes may we have GST right now, and on import and export we still have custom duty. Okay, very interesting and simple questions are asked from this class and from definitions which we will be doing. So make sure you are writing everything. Thank you for the response that it's all clear until now. Yeah. So direct tax and indirect tax is clear. On the coaching fees, I have collected GST. So who is bearing GST? You, dear students, on the GST coaching. But you have paid to me. I am paying it to the department. So when taxes are going via, they are called as indirect taxes. Okay, right? So income tax comes in direct tax and indirect tax. Now, Income Tax Act, we are following 1961. GST started in July 2017. Okay. And after 8 days on 8th of July, it started in Jammu and Kashmir also. So the GST is a tax which is levied throughout India on all the states, union territories, sabko lagta hai, right? Now here, when you have income, when you earn income above a limit 2,50,000 or basic exemption, government is saying pay income tax. Here, when you supply anything, you have to pay the GST. Now, supplies definition is very beautiful. It includes goods also. It includes services also. Followed? And that's what is the beauty of GST. We call it destination-based tax, or we call it one nation, one tax. Why? Because whether I'm supplying you goods or services, everything is covered in GST. This was a problem earlier. Listen, sometimes they are asking you little history also. So earlier, when I was a student in 1997, I did my DT and IDT. तो तब तो कुछ नहीं था, VAT भी नहीं था. VAT also came after 2003 के बाद. So that time mod VAT was there, sen VAT was there, excise duty. Excise duty is charged on anything you manufacture. Excise duty. Then when I sell, तो CST लगता था, central sales tax, interstate, within the state, VAT, and on services, it was service tax. Service tax started with basic three services, telecommunication and brokerage and like that. Then over the period, more than 200 services. See, when I'm selling goods, I'm collecting VAT, intrastate, CST, interstate. When I'm giving services, nothing. Government said it's a beautiful sector, and around us we are knowing more than goods nowadays, services. For everything, services available. Right now, Diwali is going from deep cleaning to Swiggy to this to that. For everything, services is available. So service is also kind of income. So they said, okay, chalo, service tax. But the problem with the VAT and service tax was there were loopholes. This is also asked sometimes in exam. So I'm giving an overview so that when we study, it will be clear. What was the loophole, you know? Suppose I am teaching. Now, when I'm teaching you all, am I selling you something, goods or services? Kya hai bolo? Tell me. When I'm selling you, I'm giving you goods or services? If you ask me, it's a combination of both. I'm teaching you DT IDT, so it's a service. But for that, I'm supplying you my books. You are getting books, right? One book for DT, one compiler for the IDT. So that's a product. You give your vehicle for servicing. They'll do job work, do the cleaning, do the wheel alignment, and they'll change the brake liner, they'll change the oil. So in every transaction, you go to a salon for hair color. So that service is hair coloring service. But the product they use, L'Oreal ka pura ek jar they will use, that's like sale. So there was lot of confusion. And VAT में तो input VAT, output VAT set off was allowed. But I am buying from Mumbai, selling in Hyderabad. When I purchased, I paid CST, Central Sales Tax. When I'm selling within Telangana, Hyderabad, I'm putting VAT. So set off was not available. So lot of tax on tax. This tax on tax and burden on burden is called a very beautiful term in asked in exam, cascading effect. If you see this term, explain cascading effect with example. It's how the taxes were charged earlier. So the solution of all this was, forget it whether I'm selling you books or I'm teaching you. Supply. GST is charged on supply. What is supply? Supply of goods or supply of service. Same is the case with restaurant. You eat on a street side vendor, you eat one plate at least 30 rupees. You go in a nice AC restaurant order and you get idli for 100 rupees. 30 rupees idli, 100 rupees idli. But when you are getting one plate idli for 100 rupees, you are not only paying for the product, the goods idli, you are also paying for the ambience, for the service. Sitting in an AC place, you're ordering the food and food is coming on your table. How lucky, right? So combination was there. That's why they said, chalo. GST is also called as one nation, one tax. So many chota taxes have been subsumed. And now it is whether I'm supplying goods or I'm giving services, it is called as supply. Supply in detail is section 7. And in that composite and mixed supply, one question always comes, that section 8. We'll do it tomorrow. अच्छा, one thing, दीप्ति मैम, आप तो सेक्शन ऐसे बोल रहे हैं, हम क्या करें? In exam at inter level now, if you know the sections properly, whatever sections you know, ki, okay, this I'll remember and I can write. Like if you ask me on tip, I feel you all students should know composition section 10. छोटा मोटा डीलर्स, मैम ये इनपुट ये आउटपुट ये सेटअप मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता. Okay, go for composition. What is composition? We'll do in section 10. So like this important sections, Dipti ma'am's responsibility to make you learn. Rest is optional. I'll be talking sections so that you remember. If you remember completely, write it. Kuch to 7 clause, kuch to tha, don't write it. Clear? Right. So now because we are in GST and we call it as supply, whether you are selling goods or you are selling services. Okay, right. One more difference is Income Tax Act 1961. Those people who have made income tax, they have gone. Can we use the same income tax today? I don't know how many times I have earlier heard it. In 97, when I was student, I used to fill up 4 liters of petrol, 100 rupees. 1 week classes, jana, ana, article sheet, jana. Next Sunday, again 100 rupees. Now 100 rupees. So can we follow 1961 Income Tax Act or 2017 GST Act in 2024-25 now? No. Then someone has to make a bridge ki, okay, follow that act, but with these changes. That's why we have Finance Act, we have these budgets and all. So there are some authorities who will govern. Very beautiful small question is asked. Write down below this CBDT and below this you all write down civic. What is CBDT? Central Board of Direct Taxes. This is the highest governing authority who will make a bridge between the income tax officers, commissioner on the one side and the SSE on the other side. Yeah, through circulars, notifications, all. Acha. What about GST? In GST, it is CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom. If you want to write the abbreviation, write down. Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom. This is the board which will govern along with the decision and checking and everything done by GST Council. What is GST Council? Finance Minister and every state minister, they'll make a group, and you must have heard, no? In the 84th GST Council, this is decided that now residential property will be covered under RCM. Abhi recent notification aaya. So the council is mending the GST as per the requirement of today's time. Okay, but controlled, what's the highest authority in India? This all comes under Ministry of Finance. This much knowledge is enough. Now you come down, seller or buyer. Write down please the way I am giving. Ma'am, do we have to write like this in exam? No. When I start the question answer, I'll give you exactly the presentation what you have to do in the final exam. अभी तो जो मैं notes लिखा रही हूँ लिखो. Seller and buyer in case of sale of the goods. In case of services, supplier. Here, recipient. Okay. Now, seller will sell the goods. Say 100 rupees is the goods value. It's also called as TV, transaction value. Ad valorem, goods value is 100. And just I'm taking 18% GST rate. 118. So for the seller, what is the sales? You know, only 100. For seller, I'm linking something GST concept, accounting entry, or whatever you call it. Yeah. So 100 rupees is your sales. Okay. 18% is called as output GST. Seller will collect 18 rupees GST. Okay. So total amount from the buyer which will come is 118. Okay. Now, what the buyer will do? Purchase value will be 100. 18 rupees. If the buyer is registered under GST, he will take it as input GST. Input GST. 18. Okay. And 180. The term, I'm just explaining you term. What is output GST? Whatever I collect. What is input GST? Whatever I pay GST on my purchases. Ma'am, but my inputs are at 12% and my output are at 18%. No problem. Rate to rate कोई matching center नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ. Ma'am, I have purchased. This will all be a beautiful part of ITC. Listen, but at weight level. Ma'am, I have purchased A and B product, both. A say I am making Y, B say I am making Z. A and B both I have purchased, both I have claimed input tax. But this month I have sold only Y. Can I set off? Yeah. Anywhere, any rate you can set off. Are the terms clear to you? Whatever I purchase 100 rupees, 18 rupees is not a part of the purchase. It's kept separately. I'm talking about those people who are registered under GST. Above 20 lakhs, if your turnover is mandatory, you are registered under GST. नहीं मैम हमने 40 lakhs भी सुना है, वो डिटेल हम थर्ड चैप्टर में देखेंगे. Right now, input GST is whatever GST I pay, I'll park it separate. Output GST is whatever GST I collect. The difference is what is called as the GST payable. And this is the beauty of the GST, that such a way set off is allowed that no one can. I'll do one thing. एक काम करते हैं, एक अच्छा सा example लिखते हैं. With that example, your advantage, disadvantage, chain broking, everything will be clear. Am I going very fast or my speed is fine? You are able to understand and write. Let me know. बिंदास अनम्यूट करके पूछो, all of you. अमूल्या, रक्ष्मी, अनुषा, अनिल, किसी को कोई भी डाउट है तो पूछो. Anywhere if you feel ma'am some high fundu terms you have said and not clear as. This was just an example. So now we'll take case of this buyer. Let us name the buyer as A. A purchased. Regular class time, I make them write journal entries. So automatically when they do tally, they literally call me and say, ma'am, किसने पढ़ाया? I hope you all are getting, this is not a fast track batch. अब जो समझो हो. Base level, if we do cementing tough, the things will automatically go fast. Purchase is 100. I've just taken 18% random and 180. So 18 rupees, can I call it as, I'm writing it here, input tax credit. Input tax credit. 18 rupees I can take input tax credit. B. Now I'm doing some value addition. Ma'am, what do you mean by value addition? If you ask someone, is GST a value added tax? Yeah. 100 rupees I purchased, 30 rupees I added my expenses, 20 rupees I added my profit, and I am going to sell it in 150 rupees. 150 rupees I am going to sell it. Again, say, let us take the same rate. Rate can be different, but we are taking it same. 27, 177. Anyone is having any doubt, ask. Thank you, Karan. Keep commenting, and wherever doubts are also there, keep commenting. And if you feel base level is clear, I know many of the BCom students are also using and sharing. So happy. The more you use it, I'll be happy to share my knowledge. Okay, Aja. What is 27 called, dear students? Output tax. So what is the GST payable by A? A has sold. A sold the goods to B. GST payable by A, output tax minus input tax. 27 minus 18. How much is it coming? How much is it coming? 9. Output tax minus input tax. 9. And just calculate what is the value addition A has made. Value addition by A. This is in-depth understanding. Then whenever amendment comes, you will be super clear. Value addition कितना किया? 50. 50 पे 18% calculate करो, कितना आ रहा है? 9 rupees. Are you getting? I'm covering up all the advantages here. GST is a transparent act. I'm selling to you. I have already paid 18 rupees. Now I collected from you 27. Okay. I have purchased, that time only I paid 18 rupees tax and he paid to government 18. Yeah. 18 तो किसी और ने पे किया होगा ना जिससे मैंने खरीदा. Now I did value addition of 50. So I am paying 9 rupees out of my pocket. It's very transparent. Now B is selling to C. So B के लिए purchase कितना है? 150. 27, 177. What is the ITC? ITC is the name of a chapter. What is the ITC? 27. Are you able to write with me? You have to click a picture and send it in challengers group. Now, B added his expenses, say 80 rupees. Again his profit 20 rupees and 250 rupees में sell किया. Again he charged 18%, 45. I have taken 18%. To simplify, we could have taken 10% also. है ना? I hope it is clear that if someone asks you a basic question, articleship interview में जा रहे हैं, sale value कितना है? Sale value is 250, sir. 45 is the output tax what you have to pay to government. This is the input tax. So input tax credit you have taken 27. What is the GST payable by B? 45 collected, 27 already paid. Out of my pocket, how much I will pay? 18 rupees. Exactly value addition into 18%. What is the value addition? 100 rupees पे 18%. Are you all with me? I know this is little tougher way of explaining, but एक बार अगर इसको पार कर लिया, so the 8 marks question of ITC will be like very easy. We are slower than tortoise till 5th class, and after that, ma'am, you say, yeah, clear, ma'am, go ahead, ma'am, go ahead. You will say. I want some message in the chat box. Have you completed writing or not? Or AC all clear? Something done? Any confusion or any ifs and buts also you can ask. हर जगह पे बिंदास पूछ लेना मैम अगर इसको चेंज किया तो क्या? Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know for some of you it may be very silly also because already something you know. It's very easy to teach afresh, but if you know something, sometimes we don't keep that patience to understand. Chalo. So like this, you know, chain goes on. Manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, and like that. So how much tax government got here? 18. Then how much tax government got here? First is 18. When A purchased, government got 18. Then they got 9. Then they got 18. How much total GST government is collecting? 18 plus 9 plus 18. Am I right? 18 plus 9 plus 18. So that's coming to 45. 45. Followed? So did you observe one thing, that GST is a multiple point tax? Multiple point. Finally, 100 rupees item is sold at 250. What is the final sales value? Say C is a consumer. He's consuming at home. Abhi that chain is not going on. So C consumer, how much you got it for? 250. What is the tax for him? 45. Exactly 45 rupees is going to government, but 18 rupees someone is paying, say manufacturer, 9 rupees A ne pay kiya, 18 B ne. So see, all the taxes are borne by C, consumer. Okay, consumer, you are going to get the product for 295. Sab mila jula ke. But taxes are going indirectly. Some part is paid by M, some part is A. That's why it's called as indirect tax. It's called as multiple tax. It's called as destination based tax. अभी और काफी सारी बातें आएंगी. Clear how transparent it is? Had it been old way, tax on tax effect also I want to explain. This is over, put a line over here. Cascading effect. Cascading effect, old model, also called as tax on tax. Earlier it used to be like that. Excise duty and all in every uske upar CST like that, you know. Suppose if this same example we are doing and it was central sales tax, the old one. Now see here. 118, 118. A got it. Now A is selling to B here. Okay, 50 rupees profit laga ke. So B will take it as 118. Why? Ma'am, here B took the purchases. जब B को मिला 150 में, A has sold to B. A took his purchase value as 100 and did the value addition 50 in 100, not 118. Why? Because A is keeping 18 rupees separate. He's getting input tax credit. Are you getting? Huh? So A is saying my purchase value is 100. In that my expenses are 30 and my profit is 20 and my sale value is 150. Now in cascading effect, this is CST. A is saying CST ka koi input output. All that jhol is not there. Straight for me, my cost is 118. I will add 50 rupees profit. So 118 plus 50. He's saying my sale value will be 168. A will sell to B 168. Anyone is having doubt how 168? A is saying I'm not getting any credit. So 168 I will sell. Who is saying? A is selling it to B in 168. Again 18% is say CST. CST rate is not 18%, but just a comparative I am taking. Say 30 rupees and 168, 198. Everyone in the class is getting answer. Yeah. Now B is getting the purchase value as 198. Ma'am, B got in 168 and he paid CST. No, CST, no input tax credit and all is allowed. Add it, उसको add कर दो, सबको add कर दो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. चलो, तो 198. Done. B got it. Again, we will do his value addition. How much is value addition? 100. We'll keep same. Value addition 100. Now B is selling in 298. And on that, this is PV, purchase value. 18% charge karo. 298 pe 18%. 54 rupees. 298 plus. Anyone not getting the calculation, please put me a message. And don't copy from the screen. You calculate. Okay. Now what is the comparative disadvantage here? When I charged 18, look at the screen, 2 minutes. I'm telling you, if you spare this 30 minutes and this example, you will write the advantages exactly what is required in exam for 5-mark theory question. आपको रट्टा नहीं मारना पड़ेगा. ये देखो बेटा, when I'm selling to be 168, 100 plus 18 plus 50, 168 पे I'm charging 18%. Am I charging 18% on tax also? Yeah, this is tax on tax cascading effect. Charge 18% on sale value, which is 150, 150. But 18 rupees, I am not getting any credit. I am to dumping. I am passing on. My purchase is not 100. My purchase is 180. 118 plus 50, 168. So when I am charging 18% on 168, I am charging 18% on 18 also. Clear to all of you? Clear to all of you? Right? So tax on tax karte karte, same value addition. What is the final selling price? In GST, what is the final selling price? 295. Here, what is the final selling price? 352. So consumers are also benefited because there is transparency. Everyone is getting credit. Okay. A is the advantage clear to you? There the selling price is low, here high. Second is here tax on tax. Acha, third disadvantage. A wants to sell to B. B saying, I want to take ITC. A is saying ITC, YTC, koi nahi milta. I am an unregistered person. B will say, bhaad mein jao. I don't want to buy from you. Are you getting? We are all in a chain. A to B, B to C, C to D. Now B is saying, sorry boss, I am unregistered. I will give you a bill, but kacha wala bill, I will not be able to pass on the ITC. C will say, I don't want to buy from you, B. I'll buy from someone who will give me bill. People started asking for purchase bill. Honestly, I asked the bill for all this because I want to claim the input tax credit. The higher the input tax credit and output tax, the lower money will go out of my pocket. So people started planning, okay, buy from a registered person, ask for bill, claim the ITC. And like this, so you will study till advanced level. And now so it is, if I'm selling the goods to you, Anil, if I don't show sales correctly and pay GST, you will not be able to claim the ITC. ये पढ़ेंगे हम procedural part में. Again, I'm saying, coming to procedural part, anyone saying, Dipti ma'am, आपने ये नहीं पढ़ा है, वो नहीं पढ़ा है, तो procedural part, literally, I'm going to skip few things. Big lists are there, not needed. They are good for knowledge. देख लेंगे बाद में क्या करना है, वो learn नहीं करना है. But are you understanding basic A to B, B to C, C to D? B saying, sorry sir, I can't give you bill because I am unregistered. I have gone for composition. You have broken the chain. You are out of it. So more and more people started coming in the registration. Did you see this around you? And I'm not going now. As I said, I don't want to make it a GK class. You yourself check how GST graph has gone up. Major revenue is coming from GST now because all the people, chota, mota, bada, chalo, let us take the registration, claim the input and output and do. Why to avoid? Let us do everything in bill. बिना बिल के परचेज करेंगे एंड बिल में सेल कर रहे हैं तो वेयर विल यू सेट ऑफ दिस so this made things transparent, this made make in India popular, this made destination based tax easy. One concept I have to teach now, that's a different aspect, that is called as a word yaad rakhna. Did you understand GST is transparent? So many advantages and MCQ answer I have already given this. One thing you should be very clear, there are different models of GST adopted different countries. Indirect taxes in India, we have dual model. Ma'am, what do you mean by dual model? When you are doing the transactions in within the state or outside the state, transaction hua so part of amount should go to center. I hope you are getting. When I'm selling the goods in Hyderabad to Hyderabad or Hyderabad to Mumbai, I'm doing transaction sale. I'm collecting some tax. So tax, everything will not come to Telangana government, state government. Part of it will go to center, part will go to state. This kind of concept is called as dual model concept. It will be very clear by the end of the class. How is this example? Did you write? Do you want to make some add-ons? You have some confusions, then pucho. Otherwise, some more notes, and then we will go on to read our compiler. 200 pages compiler with professional level, quality, good questions, ITC, value of supply, study material के सब करेंगे past exam के questions. ठीक है? चलो. One thing I want to say. In that same example, say A is selling goods to B. Write down. A is selling goods to B. So, A will collect GST and pay to government. Ma'am, ये क्या silly बात बता रहे हैं? A is the seller. B is the buyer. A will collect GST from B and pay to government. This is called as FCM. Full form also you write down. Forward charge mechanism. Forward charge mechanism, FCM. A is saying to B, yeah, I'm selling you the goods, 100 rupees, 18 rupees is GST, he'll collect and pay. So automatically, who is bearing the taxes? B. But who is paying to government? A, indirect tax. Forward charge. Few cases, A is selling the goods या services में भी आता है काफी बार. A is selling the goods. A is unregistered. B, the buyer, very smart. He is registered. Government is actually so smartest. They are saying we want GST, nothing doing. Seller is unregistered. Can unregistered person collect GST? It's a crime. We call it tax evasion. There are penalty, there are imprisonment. Can an unregistered person collect GST? No. अरे but government is saying A has sold the goods to B, मेरे को पैसा चाहिए. In that case, who will pay the GST to government? B. This kind of mechanism is called as what? RCA. Detailed we will be doing in chapter 3. We are in chapter 1. But the song should linger in your ears. तभी तो याद होगा हम chapter तक पहुंचते. Write down. Draw this two diagram. If I say FCM and if you have a doubt, I'll say go and check your notes. Finished writing? I'm, speaking and explaining and putting a lot of energy on my own while making you write also. So sometimes in the flow writing is not good, but that's not excuse for you. If you don't understand my writing, you listen and write. I repeat the things. A is selling the goods to B. Who is paying the tax to government? A. Forward charge mechanism. A is selling to B. A is unregistered. Ma'am, but B is the buyer. B will only pay. Yeah, ultimately B is only purchasing in 100 and paying 18 to government. Ma'am, if B is paying the tax under RCM, can he take credit? Can he take ITC? Answer is yes, he can take. He is only paying. So here also he is only paying 100 rupees goods. He is selling 100 plus 18. 118. Here also B is only bearing 18 rupees. But B was paying to A was paying to government. Indirect tax. Now don't call it direct tax. This is called as RCM. Very popular. Reverse charge mechanism. Full form लिखो. मैंने नहीं लिखा, आप लिखो. Okay. Now, if I am selling the goods, Telangana to Mumbai, Maharashtra. हाँ, और तेलंगाना मतलब हैदराबाद, हैदराबाद से मुंबई चले गए कुछ. It is called as interstate sale. It is called as interstate sale. Now, if I am selling Hyderabad to Hyderabad, yeah, within the same state, कोई और city, then it is called as intrastate sale. Intrastate sale. Someone can recollect the set off and carry forward. We did it in one class. Intra-head, inter-head. All right, here I close my notes and we are going to our compiler. Anyone is having any doubt in any of the terms? RCM, FCM, intrastate, interstate, ITC. If you check your material, these are the names of your chapters. Again, screen sharing is giving trouble. Open the very first page of your material. Read the introduction, please. 2 minutes. I know the flow is getting disturbed. I'm helpless with this part. Read the introduction, please. You all have the material with you. Surprising it is, I'm not able to share the material. Share screen is only not working. What? If no other option, then we'll have to close the meeting and again take another live. मतलब फिर से rejoin करना पड़ेगा. You all can be here. I think I'll have to close the meeting. Okay, no other option. Please be there. Even the live as well as in the Zoom, I'll have to close. That's what it is saying. इसको रिपेयरिंग करने दो तो बोलते हैं कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.